So you know I'm invested in solo games and I'm really interested in them. I find them enjoyable and entertaining. But which games is it that I get to the table when I really want to play a game solo? What games am I playing? Hello everyone, I am the Board Game Fanatic and today we're going to be discussing the solo games that I enjoy getting to the table. It's not going to be a structured video, I'm not going to do the top 10 or anything like that. I'm just going to do a conversation about a lot of games in my collection that are solo that I enjoy getting out. So I'm going to get straight into it so we get straight to the action. So first up, Monster Hunter. Now Monster Hunter is a boss battling game where you're taking on a monster with a small group of hunters. As per the video game title, it's a great translation. And you're going to be manoeuvring your characters around the board, playing combat cards in sequences to try and wound and bring down a large monster. Now this game I find thoroughly enjoyable. I've played repeated sessions of it. I have tried out 3 or 4 different monsters and a few of the hunters. I'm really into it and I've started a campaign. But because I've had a long hiatus, I feel like I probably need to refresh myself and start from the beginning again. But I want to do a campaign right from the start all the way to the end. And at this moment in time, I'm working my way through painting all of the monsters up too, and I'm getting close to the end of that project. But it is a beautiful game, great miniatures, great combat system, and I thoroughly enjoy getting it to the table. And it is definitely a solo game that I do enjoy getting out. It is obviously a longer game, so it does take a bit more time, but Monster Hunter is something I'm really into. Next up is Zombicide, and Zombicide is awesome. It's just a great game. And being able to play it solo is fantastic. The one I've played solo is the fantasy version, Black Plague. I'm not sure if you can do it with all of the versions, but all you've got to do is have a set of heroes out in front of you, so I don't see why you couldn't. And in Zombicide, you're literally doing what you're doing in the regular game. You are holding off waves of zombies, fighting them, and trying to complete objectives while dealing with the undead. And it's just a simple game, it's enjoyable, it's strategic. If you're playing it solo, you're going to get a game of this played out much faster than you would with a group of people. Now that's not saying that's a bad thing, it's just saying that it's a great positive for a solo game, because you can get a game that you ordinarily couldn't play without a long session and get it to the table so much quicker. And Zombicide is absolutely perfect for that. Roll some dice, kill some zombies, find the gear, complete the objectives. Great game. Next up is a pandemic style game which is Thunderbirds. And Thunderbirds is a fantastic iteration of the Thunderbirds IP. You are going out there as international rescue and you are dealing with crisis after crisis across the planet, and you need to resolve those crises whilst also dealing with the evil characters' plans. The Hood is the evil character, and you've got to foil his plots whilst you're dealing with those issues, whilst you're trying to solve various problems erupting across the world, whether it be natural earthquakes, whether it be an attack, whether it be rescuing people out at sea. This game does the show justice, in my opinion. It makes it tense, it makes you go out, rescue people, and gives you that Thunderbirds feeling. You are the people trying to save the planet. And it's great. It's very strategic, very thinky. Every move is important. It's definitely a puzzly game and a strategic game, because positioning your characters could mean victory or defeat. If you put one of your characters in an awkward spot on the board and you can't get them to where you need them, that could be the end of the game. It is just a fantastic design. I absolutely adore it. Now I don't think it's available at retail anymore, so it's a bit of a struggle to get this one. But if you're into Thunderbirds or you're into the pandemic style system and games along those lines, you might want to investigate this one. Next up is one of the bigger games in my collection, which is Oathsworn. You are explorers going into the deep wood in a very dark fantasy setting, and in this setting you're going to be battling huge monsters. Much like Monster Hunter, you're going to have huge fights at the end of every sequence, and these sequences aren't very small little sessions of reading. These are role-playing, decision-making experiences and board interactions where you're moving your piece around the board. You're going to make choices, things are going to happen, and then as a result of this story section you are going to then have the encounter at the end and fight a boss. Oathsworn is everything I wanted it to be and more, and it is fantastic. And if you get the app as well, it's narrated by a great voice actor. I really adore Oathsworn. It is a phenomenal game. I do have to paint all the miniatures for this game to do it justice because they are epic. But yeah, as a solo game, it's great. It does take a lot longer than other different types of games in this genre, but Oathsworn is a large epic game that will take a few hours to play, but it will leave a great feeling of success when you complete the mission and win the scenario. I love Oathsworn, great game. Next up is Theurgy, and Theurgy is a game about spreading your religion across a fantasy world, and you're going to be competing against other religions at the table. So this is a multiplayer game, but it can be played solo, and the solo AI in this game is pretty straightforward to follow. Now, the most complicated part is where you're converting people. It can be a bit tricky, but once you've done it a few times, it's easy enough to understand. But you're going to be sending out your acolytes, your priests essentially, and you're going to be sending them to convert people across the map and bring them into your religion. But whilst you're doing that, all of the opposition is going to be doing the exact same, and you're going to spread out into this fantasy world trying to force your religion into all corners of it and try to be the dominant one. There's other things to this game where you can bring in powerful monsters, fantasy monsters, and use their effects to your advantage. You can use great powers, divine powers, to influence the board and create great effects. This game is fantastic. I love it when it's on the table because it pops. It has a beautiful look with all the colours, all the meeples out. It just really plays well too. It's straightforward, it's easy to play, and even if you've got all the other AI in the game, let's say 5 AI, I don't find it too difficult to manage because I play a lot of solo games. You can always opt to just have 1 or 2 to make it much easier. Theurgy is really, really good to play. I really enjoy it every time I get it out. I love the style, I love the look of it. It feels unique, it feels like something different in my collection. I don't think it's one you can get at retail, so I don't know how easy this will be to pick up. But it is one of my games that I enjoy to get out and play on my own. Next is another large game, Nemesis. And I am a huge fan of Alien, or Aliens, both the original 2 movies. I love to bits. And Nemesis gives you that feeling of being in those movies. You are the crew on board a ship that is not going a very great way. You are in immense amounts of danger as alien life forms run around the ship killing everyone that they find, and you need to find your way off that ship. Whether you go back into hibernation, whether you are trying to get the escape pods online and get out, whatever your plan is, you have to do that against an alien menace that will terrorize, follow and hunt you. And it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It's not an easy game to win, but I find it really enjoyable when I get it to the table. Also because of a bit of that role-playing experience, because I enjoy Alien and Aliens that much. This feels like I'm in the movie. I am the character. I've got to get off the ship alive, and it's just unrivaled. There's a couple of games that do this kind of setting, but Nemesis is the one that most people know and has done a great service to essentially Aliens, its homage. So Nemesis comes highly recommended for me, and of course I've just had a couple of days ago the latest version of it arrive, and so that means there's 3 different versions for you to pick from. Personally, for me, if I was to tell someone to start with this game, I'd start at the first game. It might be the easiest one to get your head around and get into. But yeah, this is definitely a game I recommend. Under Falling Skies is a solo-only game, and it feels a lot like Space Invaders, where essentially the alien ship, mothership, is above the city, whichever city you're playing in which scenario, and the ships are moving down to attack your base, your position, and take the planet. You are there to defend it. And it's got some really intricate and well designed mechanics where your rolls of the dice will be allocated to different columns, and when you allocate them, that is how far they move in that column. And what it then also does is it activates the room in which you put the dice, and you get to use certain abilities and effects. So positioning your dice is also very critical, but if you position the wrong one, the alien ship moves down much further and may cause a bad effect. It's a very cool, puzzly, thinky strategy game. I really like it. There's a little campaign in it too, where you can follow a little story arc. It's not going to be an epic campaign with loads of dialogue and things like that. It's very straightforward, but you play through a sequence of missions and follow the campaign through to the end. And I really enjoyed it. It's not super deep, but it is. Every time you get that game out to play a mission, it feels good when you win. And you play so many before you go on to the next part of the campaign. It's really good. Under Falling Skies is such an epic solo game. It was designed specifically for solo people in mind as well, and it does a great job of it. I really hope this game gets a sequel, because every time I get it to the table I find it enjoyable, and the production of it is beautiful. Obviously it's not got a massive table space, it's not a table hog, but when it's on the table it looks fantastic. It's got some gorgeous components. It's just a bit awkward though, with the shape of the board being a vertical rectangle. It's a bit awkward when you're reaching across the table to the other end. But that is the only complaint I can think of with the game. The rest of it is fantastic. Next one's an interesting one, and I don't think it's going to be available at retail, so I'm not sure how easy it'll be to get. But Peacemakers Horrors of War is a family-friendly looking game, but it's not a family game per se. It is a puzzle game, a strategic game where you make decisions, and you are all essentially anthropomorphic animals. You are, in this case, the diplomats. You are trying to stop the war that's unfolding around you, and there's multiple different scenarios with different factions vying for power. The first one, I believe, is some cheetahs versus parrots, and the art is great in this game. Believe it or not, it looks really good. I enjoy it. I think it's great. But you are the diplomats. You are in between these two factions, and you are going to be trying to bring about a peaceful resolution to the conflict. And both factions will have a morale, and you will want to try and bring those down to a certain point. If you bring it down too far, you lose the game. But you want to get a perfect balance for both factions and bring them to the point where they're willing to come and mediate at the table for peace. And there's not many games that have this theme. There's loads of games about conflict and war, and don't get me wrong, I love it in games, board games. I'm all for conquest and things like that. Me and my family love that stuff, all against each other. But there's not many games where you're actually the diplomats trying to encourage peace. And I find this really stand out amongst all the other games, and it does a good job of it. It's challenging, it's puzzly. You need to make the right moves. Where you position your pieces, what actions you take matter, because they could influence whether the morale goes down or even starts going back up. So you could encourage the enemy to fight even longer. So it's very strategic, it's very thoughtful, and if you're playing solo, the gameplay is exactly the same. So it's easy to play. The round sequence is incredibly simple. You'll be playing it in minutes. I really like this game for what it offers. My biggest gripe with it is just that some of the board doesn't get used, because in the corners, most creatures aren't going to move into the corners. A lot of the action happens in the middle, but that's probably a good thing, to be fair, because it brings everything together and gets it straight into the action. But yeah, Peacemakers Horrors of War is a really standout title that I enjoy. Next up is Sleeping Gods, and I haven't played this for a while, but I still thoroughly enjoy it, and it's always in the back of my mind. Now, Sleeping Gods is from Ryan Lockett, a very popular games designer, and Sleeping Gods was a very big success. You are essentially a crew of a ship dropped into a fantasy world, and you must go off and explore it and try and find your way out. And Sleeping Gods is an adventure. This is like being in an adventure book, and I grew up with the old school adventure books. So Sleeping Gods lets you do that in a much grander scale, though. It allows you to basically choose a direction and set off, and you can encounter anything and everything, and decisions you make can lead to events and stories unfolding later. I haven't yet experienced everything Sleeping Gods has to offer. I've had a couple of little playthroughs here, and one that was a finished session, but I haven't touched it in quite some time, but it's still there on the shelf looking at me, and it's still a game that I want to get to the table. I do enjoy it, and I do want to revisit it. So Sleeping Gods will be getting to the table, and I will be going on another adventure, exploring in this very, very vibrant and exciting world. Right then, Company of Heroes. And Company of Heroes is a World War II game. And it's a miniatures based game on a board, so it is a board game, and you'll be moving your armies around against your opponent in an effort to seize territory and claim victory points. And the factions are the Americans, British, Russian and German. And this can be played solo. It's great against other people, but in the solo mode you're going to be taking on an AI, and the AI is brutal, I'll be honest with you. It can be very vicious. It will push forward, it will seize objectives, and you will struggle to keep up. The solo version is challenging and very tactical and strategic. Your resources will feel more finite because the AI will move and advance much quicker than you. So every decision matters. Not to mention that all of the units in the traditional first edition of this game's solo mode will be hidden. So you don't know what those units are until you get close enough or until they start shooting at you. And it's a great system. I really enjoy Company of Heroes. I love to be able to get it to the table and play it in a much quicker session. And the World War theme is something that really strikes at home with me, because obviously it's affected my country greatly. A lot of things that happened as a result of the war have affected it directly. My grandparents did their part in the war, so this setting, this time period always evokes a lot of respect and admiration, and it's a keen interest of mine, especially with history. I'm interested in history. So Company of Heroes, obviously it's based on the video game, but obviously the video game is based on real life. It's based on the conflict itself. So Company of Heroes is a fantastic game. It's strategic, it's intelligent, it's got a lot of depth. Your decision about where you allocate your resources and research, what vehicles and troops you recruit, and then the tactical decisions of where to move your troops, which objectives do you push for. Especially in the solo mode, it's going to be challenging, and it's a great game, and I'll be definitely doing a review on this game soon because it's high up there in my collection. Next one I've already done a video on, but this is Apex, the Theurpod deck building game. And Apex is a game about dinosaurs. You are essentially a dinosaur species, and your deck is going to represent your species, and you're going to evolve your species over the course of the game in an effort to ascend and get stronger so that you are able to compete against another species, another boss, and claim for dominance. And it's a great game. I'm really into deck builders, and Apex is one that I can get out and get to the table and play a session of extremely quickly. You're talking maybe 15 minutes, and for a game to be able to do that is fantastic, because it really does allow me to feel that urge and get it out. And that's probably one of the issues at the moment with it, is just that I play it that much. It's one that I post a lot about on Instagram, because it's 15-minute sessions. I can get it out, I can have a game of it, I'm done, and that's it. And being so accessible, being so easy to play, and being so rewarding at the same time when you actually ascend your species and bring down a boss at the end, it feels rewarding. I love this game a great deal. It's a fantastic title. It's underrated, and I don't think you'll be able to get it at retail because I don't think it ever went there, and whatever copies are floating about are just the Kickstarter copies. but for me, I'm glad I got this game. Now, there's a few gripes with it. Obviously, the production was a bit sketchy. A few of the cards are a bit miscut. They aren't perfect. But for me, I don't care because I enjoy this game that much. I really can't wait to get this to the table over and over and over again. And that is a testament to how good the game is. And it's dinosaurs. I'm a huge fan of dinosaurs. Yes, fantastic. So following on from the deck building, we have Legendary, and I have 3 copies of Legendary. I have Aliens Legendary, I have Predators Legendary, and I have Marvel Legendary. And there is a whole host of other ones as well. I know there's Firefly, there's in coming up Game of Thrones, there's a 007 one, and although I'm interested in all 3 of those IPs, I don't think I need more Legendary games right now. I think 3 is enough. I'd have to debate whether I get more, but the Legendary system is used across all these games. There's only minor tweaks and variations between them, but they all follow the same kind of system, where you are building your deck over the course of the game, gaining better cards, making it stronger, and you are dealing with crises or bosses and making your way through the deck, the enemy deck, whatever that might be. The Marvel one is the one that I think is probably the one I'll focus on now because it's the most family friendly one. Most people know Marvel. Predator and Aliens is a bit more niche. But in the Marvel one, you are playing a team of superheroes and you're going to be building your deck of the cards of those superheroes. I think you get 4 characters from memory, and there's a whole plethora to choose from in the base box. And you're going to be dealing with a mastermind. And essentially you're going to be trying to foil his plots and bring down his minions. And the game is fantastic. You start off pretty weak and you've got to get really strong cards as soon as you can, especially fighting cards, and bulk up your deck to where you can bring down these people without them essentially going off the board. They're going to start at one end of a track on the board and they're going to move across and slide off the end, and if they slide off the end, it's not a good thing. You need to avoid that. You need to bring them down while they're in the city, and I really enjoy getting this game to the table. It's fast, not as fast as Apex, but still not far off. It's still probably a 25-minute game for me personally, once it's all set up obviously. But it's fast, it's straightforward. There's only 2 values on the cards. You have your purchasing cost, or the amount of money it gives you to buy stuff, and the attack values. Yeah, so it's incredibly straightforward, the Legendary system. I love it. The artwork is great. I believe all 3 of these games I have actual artwork that they've drawn for the game, which is fantastic. That's how it should be. I believe in the 007 version they used still images, and for me, I'd much rather they did some art for it, but I haven't looked at it in person, so I don't know how that looks in person. But they've done great art for all these 3 games that I own. The Alien one, the Marvel one, and the Predator one. Fantastic. Lovely cards, straightforward system, easy to play, fun, challenging. Legendary is a game I'll happily get out many, many times. The next one is Warp's Edge. And Warp's Edge is part of the Renegade Games solo line. And there is around 4 games released for it now. The first one was Proving Grounds, which I enjoyed, but I don't love. It's just an okay game, and I still have it in my collection. Reckland Run is the third one, which I haven't played yet, and there is another one that I believe is now at retail. But Warp's Edge was the second one, and Warp's Edge for me is the best one so far. I thoroughly love this game. It is fantastic. In it, you are a pilot, a space pilot, and you will be essentially piloting your fighter in a battle against a alien mothership. And the alien mothership is going to be protected by waves of fighters, and you're going to have to work your way through them to get to the mothership, and then you're going to have to bring the mothership down itself. So it's a challenging game, and instead of having a deck building game, you've got a token building game, which is something that stands out in my collection as very unique. This is the first and only game I think I've ever played where you are building a pool of tokens. So instead of having a deck of cards, all your actions will be through the tokens, and you'll be improving the pool of tokens that you have over the course of the game. And you are going to have to use a lot of strategy and a lot of thinking here. You're going to be putting your tokens down and firing on specific targets, whether to gain something, whether to just take out a dangerous enemy. Your actions are going to be limited. You're going to have to think things through and be intelligent about what you do and how you react. This, and each of the tokens as well, they're all different. You'll have tokens that do have different effects, whether it be a defensive effect, whether it be an offensive attack, whether it be some kind of special ability. Your pool will be unique to each craft, and there are a few in the box, but you are going to essentially try to bring that mothership down, and over the course of the game you're going to get stronger, you're going to build a better pool of tokens, and when you get through those waves of fighters and you bring down that mothership, that is a very great sense of accomplishment. I feel like it's a really enjoyable game to play and really rewarding when you win. And it's not always easy. It is a challenging game. But when you win, it's a hell of a feeling. I love Warp's Edge. I love the style of it. I love the art. I love the gameplay. I love the token building. It stands out as something completely different. Warp's Edge is a fantastic game, and my favourite so far of the solo gaming series. Then we're on to a game that isn't specifically designed for solo mode, but has one attached at the end, and it's Explorers of the North Sea. Now, the North Sea trilogy, I've played the first two. I haven't played the Shipwrights one, I believe, but Explorers is the one that always got my attention. It's just exciting. It's the best thing in most games, is going out and exploring the world. And Explorers of the North Sea, you're going out, finding new islands, finding new animals, and raiding and pillaging as Vikings, because you are essentially a Viking clan. And you are going to be collecting resources, bringing them back to your base. And it's exactly the same gameplay in the solo mode that you're doing in the normal mode, except it's going to be much quicker. You're going to be going out exploring the map. Now, in the solo mode, you're supposed to play two Viking clans at the same time, and you go out collecting points in the usual way, exactly as you do in the normal game, and at the end of the game, the faction that has the most points will be your final score, which I think is a good way to do it. But for me personally, what I tend to do is I just tend to house rule it and just have one faction, and then I go off into the map, explore the map, which is obviously the most enjoyable part of the game, going out, finding out what's round the corner. Oh, there's a settlement there to raid. Oh, there's a enemy ship there, and that's the exciting part of the game for me, going out and exploring. And I play it with one faction, and I aim to get as many points as I can, and then use that as a basis for the next game, and I try to beat that score in the next game, set that as the benchmark. I really enjoy getting it to the table because it's so easy. There's no rules refresh. The game is dead easy to remember, and I really enjoy what it offers. I enjoy the exploration. It does it really well, and I enjoy the tension you get towards the end when you really want to do as much as possible. And in that last turn, you've only got so many actions. Do you bring the livestock back that you've captured? Do you go and do that last task over there? Do you go and build your settlement over there? In the last couple of turns, it gets a lot more tense as you start to run out of actions. Next up is Sauria, and Sauria is essentially Jurassic Park. You are the staff at a site, a dinosaur site, and the park's gone wrong, the dinosaurs have escaped, and you need to get off the island quickly. And it does Jurassic Park exceptionally well. You feel like you're in it. You are, obviously it's not licensed to the Jurassic Park, this is somebody's own setting, but it's essentially following the same formula. You're trying to escape the park and get out alive. All the while, dinosaurs are running rampant, they can be hunting you, they can be causing you all sorts of problems. You're on the clock as the volcano in the middle of the island is very close to erupting, and you're dealing with a whole number of crises. One of them is also exploring. You're exploring the map. Much like Nemesis, which I didn't discuss earlier, the rooms in Nemesis are hidden, so you don't know where they are. And in this, the facilities are hidden. You don't know where they are. This is a very Nemesis style game. You are trying to find the buildings you need, the resources you need to complete the tasks that you've got, because you will have personal objectives, personal tasks that you must do. So under pressure right from the start to complete everything and get everything done on time. And then on top of that, get out, whether you be escaping on the boat, hiding in the bunker as the lava floods the plains. There's a whole plethora of different things you can be dealing with, but it's a challenging game. You will be making tough decisions as you play. Overall, just a great game. Great game. Next up is Dinogenics. And in Dinogenics, you are the administrator who is going to be building and developing a dinosaur park. You're going to be laying out enclosures for all of the dinosaurs. You're going to be choosing the facilities to put down. You're going to be trying to find the DNA for the dinosaurs that you want to develop, create, and put into your zoo. It's a great game, and it does the dinosaur park theme justice. I really like this game a lot. It comes with some great solo scenarios that you have to play. Some of them with very unique setups, whether at the start, or very unique mission objectives. And you've got to play them and beat them in a way that you do it within the time frame that it allots you for the scenario. This is a lovely game on the table. It has a great table presence, looks fantastic, very straightforward to play. The turn structures are easy enough to follow. I really enjoy Dinogenics. I love it when I get it to the table. I love it when I turn a blank slate, in most cases, into a dinosaur park. You get basically some flat land at the start of the game, and by the end of the game you've built a dinosaur park with loads of different species in it. It's a very rewarding game to play. Another deck building, and we've got Aeon's End. And in Aeon's End you are fighting a boss that's attacking a fantasy city. You are the heroes that have been sent out to deal with it, and this monster, whatever it is assaulting a human city, and you need to protect it. And you're going to be building your deck of cards as you fight this boss over and over again, dealing with its minions, dealing with its powers, and you're going to be building your fantasy deck as you try to bring it to its demise before it destroys the city. And the city is called Graveholder from memory. It's a great game, and it's been going for a long time. There's numerous expansions and content out there for this game, which is a testament to how good of a system it is. And I've only recently got into this game within the last few years, so I've not been invested in it for a long time, but I can tell you now it's hooked me. It's a great game. I want to play it more and more. And there's a fair few monsters in the base box, so you don't need to dive out and get expansions straight away. There is a few bosses for you to take on, and there's two that I've played quite a few times, and they offer quite a bit of challenge. They do push you, they do test you. You will fail the game, and you will learn the best way to react and what cards are coming up, how to deal with them, how to prepare. Should you get more cards to buy better cards? Should you just get attack cards and go in straight away? You will make these decisions as you play, but Aeon's End is a fantastic title, and it does the deck building genre a great service. I really like it. Next up is the Lord of the Rings LCG from Fantasy Flight. This is a card game solely. This is a living card game, and it's based on the Lord of the Rings IP, and I'm a huge fan of that IP, so I'm very happy to have a card game based in that universe. And this is a great system, a great game in itself. You will have a deck which is comprised of your obviously hero cards, whatever they may be, and you're going to be playing scenarios. You're going to be trying to make it through to the end of the scenarios by fulfilling conditions to advance the different stages of the scenario until you get to the end. And throughout those stages you're going to be fighting monsters, you're going to be dealing with minions, you're going to be dealing with evil effects and events. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, this game. This game is a challenging one. It can test you, and there can be some very difficult scenarios, and you can just play them as one-off sessions. There's no requirement for you to play large campaigns or entire seasons of this. You just play a single mission and that's it, and you can play one of those in probably an hour or so, depends how quickly. And yeah, This game is very, very good. I haven't got it out for a while, but it's been on my mind a lot lately. I want to get it to the table again. It's easy to understand, but difficult to master. And you will need to make tough decisions. You will need to play the right cards at the right time. You will be tested. You will be running close to defeat at times. And yeah, it's just a fantastic game. It deserves a lot more attention, and it's definitely one I want to get to the table more. And then we're on to Xenoshyft Dreadmire, and this is a deck building game where you are essentially a corporation on an alien world protecting your base from an onslaught of alien monsters. And it's a great deck building game with a great sci-fi theme. I love this game. It's easy to get out, but difficult to win. And your base is going to be assaulted by a whole myriad of horrific monsters that are going to tear through your soldiers, that are going to test you, that are going to attack the base and really push your defences. You are essentially going to deploy soldiers and equipment into a line in which they're going to face the enemy. And the monsters have different abilities. Some of them might dive straight to the back of your formation and attack the soldiers at the back. Some might go for the ones in the middle before they go for the ones at the front. All the monsters are unique and they all have certain powers, and they're all equally terrifying. And your soldiers are going to be ill prepared to deal with this situation. You're going to give them as much gear as you can, and hopefully they're going to hold out. Any monsters that get through will damage your base, and your base will lose health, and if it reaches 0 you lose the game. This game is tough. It is not easy, and the monsters, as I said, they are horrific. They're horrible, and there's some that you will be like, oh no, not this monster. You will fear some monsters when they appear. They will tear through your soldiers, and some have horrible abilities. Yeah, I like this game a lot. It's a fantastic deck building game. You will be improving your deck through deciding what different cards you want to add to it, whether it be new weaponry, new equipment, better soldiers. There's a sense of reward for this game when you get to the end of it and you've improved your deck substantially to the point where you have a very strong deck and you've held back the alien hordes. You're going to be facing them in 3 waves, and each wave is going to get progressively stronger, and if you can make it through that 3rd wave, there's a great feeling of success when you get to that point. It really does feel good to win this. And Xenoshyft Dreadmire, obviously I'm a fan of sci-fi. I love this theme, this look, this feel. It's very dark and dark sci-fi. I like it a lot. It's very good. And I bought the original version, so there's Xenoshyft Dreadmire, which is the one I got, and Xenoshyft Onslaught. I bought the first one because I just wanted more cards. I wanted more troops and equipment and things I could use, more variety for the game. And there's already a lot of variety in the base box, whichever one you choose. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this game. I really like it, and it's one I do get out fairly regularly. So that brings it to a conclusion for the ones that I get out the most. Now, I may have forgotten 1 or 2 here and there, but generally these are the games I get out to play solo the most. So I'm going to do some special mentions now. These are games that I haven't invested as much time into, but I know I'm going to enjoy when I do get the chance. And there's some large games here, mainly campaign games, but they're definitely going to be on my list when I've had the time to invest in them. So I've got Stars of Ikarios, which is a huge sci-fi game. I played a few sessions of this when I got it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to get it out more. It's just a matter of time. This is a big game. Zoo Tycoon, I've played it a few times with multiplayer, and I've played it solo play. I thoroughly enjoy this. I've just got the new expansion. I like this game a lot, but it needs a lot of time. It's a big time sink. Gloomhaven is one that I've never really played to the maximum. I've had it for many years. It's been sat on the shelf. I played the first scenario a couple of times. Whether I'm going to play this with a group or solo, I'm not sure, but more than likely it will be solo because it's just easier to get it to the table with myself and not have to teach it every time. Then there's Freedom 5, which came through recently. I thoroughly enjoy Freedom 5. It's really standout. I need to put more time into it, I need to play it more, but so far my experiences of this game are fantastic. It feels like a pandemic game, but you're dealing with supervillains and their minions. Really good game. Dragon Eclipse came through recently. I've played numerous sessions of this and I'm playing it more and more, but I'm not fully in the rhythm of playing it all the time yet. I want to get to the point where I've completed a campaign, and Dragon Eclipse seems like one that I can do first. I could probably complete a campaign of this much sooner than any of these other big box games. Then there's ISS Vanguard, another epic sci-fi game. Really enjoyed playing this, really enjoyed the setting, really enjoyed a lot of this, but it's a time sink. It's a big time investment. I will do it. I did invest my money into these games. I will get my money's worth out of them, but for the moment it's to one side while I play other titles. There's Primal the Awakening, exactly the same, a huge monster hunting game. I'm going to be playing this a lot. It's very easy to play, similar to Monster Hunter, just different styles in the way the systems work, but great sense of accomplishment when you bring down huge monsters. There's Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth, and on top of that Imperial Assault as well. Both two large games with the kind of Mansions of Madness style thing, where you have an application and you have a world and you go out and explore. Both of these games are great and they've got great apps. I really need to invest time in both these games, so they will be on the list when I have the chance. There's Star Trek Alliance, which is a follow-on from the Star Trek Attack Wing game, where you can play a campaign and you can verse AI in this game. So think X-Wing but with Star Trek ships, and essentially you're going to be playing a few sequential missions versing the AI. I do need to invest time in this. I know I'm going to love it because I'm a huge fan of the Attack Wing series. And there's more. I know there's more games upstairs, but these are just a few honourable mentions, the ones that I know will be very highly regarded when I get time to play them. So that brings it to the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's just a discussion about games that I enjoy. I know there's a few more in the room that I've not invested any time into at all. One of the main ones I know a lot of you will say is Mage Knight. And I have Mage Knight, but I've never looked at it. And I know that's going to be a huge investment of my time when I sit down to look at it. And I know that there's going to be more games up there. But what I'm trying to do is make the most out of my collection now. I'm buying less games, pretty much down to zero for the most part, and I'm investing time into the games I own. And solo games, I have a whole host of them which I can get out when time allows, when I don't have a group around, and I thoroughly enjoy all of the games I've mentioned today. Really enjoy getting them all out. So I hope you've enjoyed the list today. Let us know below what games you enjoy playing solo. What are your favourite ones? What are some that are standouts in your collection, and why are they standouts? Tell other people why you like them, and we'll get a discussion going on this. But I'll aim to do a top 10 list in due course when I get the time, and really nail down my favourite 10 games. It's going to be difficult, but I will try and do that at some point. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next time. Please subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think, tell us your favourite games, and I'll see you next time.